Hello fellow explorers. Let's build Sheila, aka the Scorpion tank from Halo Combat Evolved. Let's go. I recommend first making the landing pad with ship builder at an outpost if you don't have one already. This is essential for making elaborate ship designs as it has most of the building pieces available. Unfortunately, you will still have to go to the unique manufacturer shops in order to use their special cockpits and other pieces. First start with the Deimos Bay, then add a 3-piece long habitat of your choosing. These will be under the tank and mostly out of view, so you don't have to choose the ones I did, but you do want to make sure they are as large as possible, because you will eventually run into the maximum amount of modules you can use if you do otherwise. For the front area, I am using the Deimos belly and spines under the structural tab. For the rear, add these 2 Nova engines, and any shield you would like in the middle. I use a Class B reactor for the cannon, so it will have to be under C class. Sorry. Here I add this gigantic habitat to cut down on module numbers. To purchase this bad boy and the other large one I use a little later, head over to the Deimos station that is orbiting Mars. The vendor is located downstairs. Moving on, we have the Viking cockpit and Stroud nose cap structural piece sitting on top. Here is that second large habitat module I was talking about. More habitats. I recommend having the workshop in there and at least a bed. However, as an afterthought, I also realize you can replace some of these with cargo, as that is pretty important to have. Unless you are one of those filthy hoarders that just drops items all over the place, in that case you have plenty of room here. LOL. Now cover those bad boys with some Stroud structural pieces. I added an auto turret above, but that's up to you. Here we have some pretty sweet 3 spaces long structural Stroud cowlings. The Nova radiator sits here pretty well, and then we have the grav drive right behind it. I leave this exposed as it looks pretty rad. 2 more of those Nova engines. You can upgrade these if you have the paper for it. Sitting right under that we have this big Bertha fuel tank. Wherever you're going to get there. Then you put this Nova strut above the gravity drive as it makes it look even more sweet, connected to a bracer block with connectors on all sides, some cowling on the sides, and another one of those belly pieces on the back. Another bracer on top of the previous one, and then this HopeTech pipe piece to really tie in the look of the mechanics that move the cannon. These are the Stroud cowlings used earlier, the one with the auto cannon on top, except these are turned upside down. Another bracer, 2 reversed Demos bumpers. Here's where things start looking real hot. It's time to move on to the cannon. Add these 2 Stroud cap pieces. Then this Deimos hull, the Stroud one that is a little more square, the 2 reverse Deimos bumpers, and the little cargo on the back. Sextant is the brand, hub. Interesting. Throw on this other Deimos hull piece. The cannon consists of these 3 HopeTech pipes. The mag inertia reactor, which I thought looked the best. And is also good because you can add an equipment plate above it that allows you to connect the missile launcher on top. That allows you to go boom boom boom. Top off this bad boy with the HopeTech thruster you can find under the structural tab. HopeTech cap, Nova cowling, and reversed HopeTech cap. Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs. Let's fix that. Start with this Aculander 11 landing gear variant with connectors on each side. Another one, but with the curved side facing toward the center. Deimos belly pieces on either side of the gears, and a long hab module. This is your tank tread. Four-piece Stroud nose cap, and Stroud bracers. 2 rear Dimos cowlings, topped with 2 Hope Tech caps. You know the drill, landing gear. Then this time it's a triple long habitat added on the outside. Add the Dimos bellies on the sides. Topped with another Stroud cap. This habitat is important as it connects the Docker. Then fill in the space with the bracer and cowlings. Top it off with the Hope Tech caps. Then add a little flare with these Hope Tech pipes. I also added some suppressors to the front to look like floodlights. They are actually pretty useful in taking down enemy shields, so your boom boom really gets from point A to point B. Repeat the same thing in reverse as the other side. This time we don't need to add the Docker, but I still use the habitat modules because they are large and we are cutting it really close on the allowed amount of pieces. Darn you Bethesda for giving us restrictions. It's okay though, I like a challenge. My parents didn't buy me a lot of Legos when I was younger, so I learned to make do with what I got. Just kidding Mom, I love you. I wanted to note here that these are all 3 the same piece, just different variants. Keep on repeating the same thing from the other side and you'll get something that looks like this. After you throw on a fresh coat of paint, that is. Now impress your friends by cruising around in a flying tank straight out of Halo without any mods. That is, if you have any friends. Sarah disapproved of that. Thank you so much for watching everyone. Let me know in the comments if you want to see a tutorial for any other creations and give me some recommendations on what to build. Also, I hate to do this, but if you want to throw a few credits my way on my Patreon, I would really appreciate it. I'm broke LOL.